Hey guys, welcome to the How Did We Get Here podcast, where people who are looking for the more in life can come and flourish. I'm your girl, Jas.
What's up, y'all? I'm Lex.
And today we are going to be talking about our turning point.
Yes.
Dun, dun,
Dun, dun, dun. AKA the dark days. Okay, the dark days that turned into our turning point. And yeah, it's wow.
So our turning points are basically a time period where our plans are just kind of thrown off course. Well, for me, my turning point was being able to really narrow down my vision and get a more specific vision on what I wanted to do with my life. So what that looks like was basically I enrolled in a credit course to be specific, a course geared for upcoming entrepreneurs. So I was finally able to kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. Really, like I said, narrow down my vision and really have a sense of direction. So that really gave me a lot of hope, as before that period, I didn't have none of that. Yeah. I was just out here winging it. Like I said, I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur, knew I wanted to be a business owner. Had no idea how I was going to go about doing that. Really had no solid, concrete plan. Yeah. But once I kind of enrolled in that course and got the support from different people in the course, I was able to get back on the right path in the right direction to becoming a successful entrepreneur.
Yeah. What was that like for you? So you said before you had no direction. You just, all you wanted to do was be an entrepreneur. I want to work for myself. You know what I'm saying? I'll be my own boss, but I don't know what that looks like. And to go from that to kind of overnight, in a sense, a snap of a finger, so to speak, as you found the course, now you had more hope, better vision, more refined vision. What was that like for you?
Well, it was definitely empowering.
That's a hard word.
Right. Because before that, I really battled with, people ain't going to take me serious. I don't even know what I want to do. I started to question, I don't know. If this makes sense, I didn't really question if I was supposed to be an entrepreneur, but I questioned, I don't know, was I just tripping? Was it just something that I just convinced myself of? But it's crazy because a part of me believed that I was supposed to be an entrepreneur, successful entrepreneur, business owner, all of that. And a part of me was like, you don't even know what you want to do. How you going to be? So I had those self-doubting negative thoughts.
Yes, that we all have, by the way. Anyway.
Right. Definitely. So to speak. So that moment was very liberating, very empowering for me to finally have some sense of direction, some structure, some support, a role model. Because my girl Ashley, she was kind of like a role model to me because I seen her do it. So basically, I had inspiration, motivation, and it was very empowering and liberating experience.
Yeah, absolutely. How did that impact your relationship with God at the time?
So I feel like it impacted it because I was extremely frustrated with God, because this might sound a little contradictory, but it's not, because I always preach He's not going to give you a vision if for no reason. Basically, He's not going to dangle something in front of your face that's unattainable. But a part of me was kind of felt like that's what He was doing. But a part of me was like, nah, He wouldn't do that. So I was torn. And I was, really confused. You planted this vision in my head. I didn't just wake up one day and say, well, I did, but but I digress. So to answer your question, I feel like it really, I don't know, it just made me question, I guess, His what's the word I'm looking for? His
sovereignty?
Not really, but just basically, I guess, made me question Him and His intentions, I guess, for my life. I was just confused because, we talk about all the time, it was where my environment just wasn't matching my vision. Yeah. And I'm like, you gave me this vision, why is it not
coming out?
Yeah, why is it not coming to life like I had in my head for it to come to life? So yeah, it was very frustrating. I was very frustrated with Him at the time.
Absolutely. At the time, heading into when you signed up for the course, or during it and after?
No, so the time headed into the course, because that's when I didn't have any structure. I was just out here winging it.
I got you.
So I'm like, ain't nobody gonna, take me serious. I don't even have you put this vision in my head, but
facts.
I don't have no structure. I don't have no plan.
So did you begin to trust him more after you got into the course?
Yeah, honestly, I did, because I was like, okay, now it's starting to come together. Okay, so I'm not just tripping. It's not just me, on my own, moving on my own accord. Okay, so you are actually involved in this thing. Okay. So yeah, I definitely found myself trusting him a lot more, because I began to see things come together. And I think you probably know it very well. Like, as I was working on my course material and everything, it just felt right. You know, it felt like what I was supposed to be. She wouldn't shut up about it. Oh, don't get me started. Facts. It just felt right. It didn't even feel like work. It didn't feel like a burden. It just felt like, something I could see myself doing full time. So basically, I said all that to say, I was like, okay, I'm starting to see. Maybe we starting to get back on the same page. Yeah. Okay, I'm starting to trust you again, because I thought I was starting to think I was a little crazy. I thought I was tripping, like all of this just hocus pocus in my head. Like, it just came out of nowhere. So okay, so you are still involved. Okay, cool. I bet. So yeah,
absolutely. It could be so hard when you have this vision from God, because you really just out here on faith. And I know a little bit. About your story, like the vision that God has given you, you haven't seen in person. Right. Nobody in your family, you know what I'm saying? None of your friends yet. I'm on my way. Yeah. Right. You know what I mean? So of course, naturally, it will feel like hocus pocus, because it's like, yo, like Jesus, like I hear what you're saying, but like nobody that I know. It's living it.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because that's another thing that contributes to my frustration, because I'm like, you got me out here on this island by myself, like, and it's not that family and friends wasn't really supportive. I feel like they just didn't have the mental capacity to really understand my vision. So it was very lonely. It was very frustrating. Before me and Alexa became friends, I really didn't have. I felt like I was on an island by myself, so I'm like, it was uncomfortable. It was like, why I'm out here telling people my dreams, visions, and goals, and they looking at me crazy, like, or they shutting it down, like, am I really supposed to be doing this or not? So I allowed, I guess, people and environments and things to make me question.
Ooh, that's nasty.
God's intentions for my life. So.
Oh, that's nasty. Because, all right, I love it. That's nasty. Because our atmosphere is important. And so when we are pregnant, so to speak, with these visions and aspirations and dreams that God has given us, like, it is important to create an atmosphere that is conducive to that. Because it's hard enough holding on to it anyway. So it's even harder when we got people in our ear like, girl, that's unrealistic. Right. Girl, that ain't never gonna happen. Girl, you think you better than everybody. Right. Girl, you just average. Girl, like,
absolutely. And also when people start questioning you, kind of like what you did. Questioning you, like,
I did.
Which was very helpful, and I appreciate the question actually, because it helped me, propel me, like, okay, if I can't answer these questions, what am I doing? So it, encouraged me to come up with a plan. But what I was basically going, when you're talking to people and they asking you questions, so basically when you can't even explain, how you plan on getting there, it just make you, I don't know, it really affected my, what's the word I'm looking for? My confidence, I guess.
Yeah.
And my plan and God's plan for my life. Because I was at a point, like I told y'all 1,000 times, I had no specific plan. I had a vision, but it wasn't specific enough.
And that's nasty.
Yeah, it wasn't specific enough. So I just couldn't understand, like, why it wasn't coming together at the pace that I felt like it should be coming together. I felt like I should have it like boom, boom, bam, And so it was extremely
God don't work like that.
Yeah, I'm definitely learning that he definitely don't work like that.
It's a big lesson. Okay.
Yeah, so it was extremely frustrating at the time. But to circle back to your question, yes, it definitely, once I joined the course, it's like everything started to make sense. Everything started to come together. Like, I really start to get a specific vision.
Yeah.
So.
I'm laughing because when you joined the course, everything started coming together for you. But when she joined the course, everything started falling apart. For me, like, our turning points, they happened at the same time, but they happened in completely different ways.
Facts.
And they were like polar
Difference.
opposites. Like when we first met, I'm the one who had the vision. Like I knew, at least I thought I knew, you know, what I want to do. I'm going to be a therapist. I'm going to do that for the rest of my life because I love it and it's just awesome and I'm helping people change their lives. And y'all know how we get sometimes. Yeah. And, you know, she was like, I just want to be an entrepreneur. I don't know what that looks like. And then we just completely, it's wild, completely switched roles.
But it's crazy though, because when we start talking to each other, I feel like both of our visions started to get more specific. I feel like it's a better word
tell
for
me
that.
more.
But because you know, even though you already had your own plan, you know, you had things planned out. I feel like, I don't know, we was able to kind of bounce ideas off each other and just figure this thing out together. Like you might have felt like it was falling apart, but it really was coming together as, you know, mine was slowly coming together.
I get what you're saying, because like, you know, yeah. No, but for real though, because I think we were both headed in the same direction. We just didn't know how we were gonna get there. Like financial freedom, time freedom, emphasis on the time freedom, more emphasis on the time freedom, and you know, just a little bit more emphasis on the time freedom. Okay, you know what I mean? Breaking generational curses, like, you know, being the first in our families to do a lot of things, right? And I think that for you at first, you didn't know what it looked like for as far as you will get there. For me, at first, I knew how I was like, you know, I was like slow grind, you know what I'm saying, investing, you know what I'm saying, compound interest, you know what I'm saying, living below my means, hence why I'm so frugal. Like, you know what I mean? And I think that God used you to show me that, hey sis, like it ain't gotta take that long. Like I have other plans, and he used you in that course because it just blew my mind.
And for me, he used you in your questions.
I be having questions.
That's what makes you a good therapist, because you got them questions. That's one thing about it. You gonna come with the questions. He definitely used you because nobody challenged me in that way. So you know what I'm saying, in the way about a specific, you know, being an entrepreneur. Like, what's your plan? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So I feel like I needed that, so to speak. I was just getting that, like, from my little accountability group that I had with the course. Yeah. But before that, like, before my conversation with you, before meeting them, I never been challenged like that.
Yeah, that's
so
good.
It really helped to sharpen my vision, like, really put this thing together, like, really. So, yeah. I feel like it was.
I mean, really, them questions just came because I was intrigued.
Well, I'm glad they came.
I am glad I was just intrigued. Like, you know, I don't know another I don't know another way to put it. Like, you intrigued me because, you know, you talked about how you was on the island. Girl, I was on the island. Okay. You know what I mean? And so, first of all, I was intrigued, like, oh my gosh, like, here's somebody else my age. Right. We young, y'all. I shouldn't tell y'all that. We young, but we wise. Okay, we young, but
don't forget to add that part. We wise.
And you know, the reality is not a lot of people who are our age are on the same wave that we are. How about that? And so when I met you, I was like, yo, that's wild. Like, she told her mama she was gonna retire her. I told my mama I'm gonna retire her, and I was just like, I ain't never met. I knew what sealed the deal.
On what?
Just you being my dog. I said something to the effect of one of our mini conversations. We're getting so off track. I'm dying. How did we get here?
How did we
get here? And I had said something, and then we just kind of started talking about the fact that we're different. And I remember you never asked me, What do you mean? Like, you're different. What do you mean by that? You're different. You just knew.
Oh, I see what you say. What
I was talking about, and I was like, ding 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 ding.
Right, I knew when you said it, because I remember that.
Yeah, absolutely. So to get back on track, y'all be off script. To get back on track though, I say all that to say that those questions came. You know, when I was asking about entrepreneurship. Then when you got in the course, like my intrigue level went from like 50 to like 50 mil. Because I had never Like, once again, y'all gonna learn, like, I'm frugal. Like, I'm working on it, okay? And so she comes beat bopping in one day talking about how she paid a lot of money, okay? A lot.
I am weak.
Several hundreds. Couple bands, okay.
I get close up to the camera. I am weak.
On this course, and it blew my everlasting mind. And I just couldn't fathom. First of all, spending that kind of money on a course, to be quite frank. And so I think that God used that to begin to elevate me mentally. Mm-hmm. Like, not only, I had questions of, wow, you spent that money on a course. Who is this chick that's offering the course?
Who is you learning from?
Right. And what type of money is this heifer making? Like a meal in like an hour type. All right. So anyway. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so I say all of that to say, LOL, roundabout way, that God used that to begin to challenge me and my current vision or plan. Let's say plan that I had for how I was going to get there. Like we talked all the time. I'm gonna be a multimillionaire. She's gonna be a multimillionaire, right? It's gonna happen, right? Mm-hmm. But he began to challenge how it was going to happen.
Oh, that's a good fact.
Isn't that nasty? Between you and that course, and so he really just began to break mental shackles.
Absolutely.
Off of me during that time, and I began to just dream bigger. Because he was essentially telling me, like, yo, like, you're not dreaming big enough. And this just came to me. You remember, I don't know if you remember, when I was really struggling and kind of like going through that, I'm unfulfilled, I'm finally doing what I want to do, but feeling unfulfilled. And I don't know if you remember, I came from a session and I said, yo, I'm too comfortable. So I know that there's something more as far as my purpose. I don't know if you remember this. It was after...
we talk about so much.
I know, right? We talk about so much. But I was like, yo, like, God has to have another level of my purpose. Because right now, as a therapist, I'm too comfortable.
I feel like I do remember you saying that.
I should be walking up in sessions like, what's good? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I think I do remember that conversation.
Yeah. And so, I say all of that to say, once again, that he really used you in that course to really begin to just show me, like, yo, sis, like, I'm God, G-O-D, all caps. Okay, like,
yeah, like, because it was how long afterwards that you decided to
take a course?
Yes, the course. Was it
3 months, maybe a couple months? Because you signed up for that course at the end of September.
Yes, end of September, and I think I finished like December.
In December, and then in January, I can't be popping in and work like, hey girl.
And it's crazy because for you, would you say that taking that course? Well, obviously I know the answer. Like, it revealed, like, unfolded
the unfolded gifts,
right? Yeah,
the abundant walk wouldn't be here. Planted the blog. Look, shameless plugs.
Go
follow the Abundant Walk. It's a blog where we talk about all things Jesus, all things mental health. Shameless plug. Where we truly seek to discover the more in life. And I also have an online course called Planet to Blossom Academy, where we break down some of the things that we're talking about, where we combine Jesus and therapy, my two favorite things. And we really begin to walk in healing and wholeness so that we can position ourselves to experience the fullness of God, the fullness of God's promises, so that we can begin to position ourselves to allow God to help us build our dream life so that we can walk in God's dream for our lives. Shameless plug. I say all that to say, none of that would have happened. First of all, if I wouldn't have met her. Second of all, if it wasn't for me watching her go through the course that she went through, and to be able to see, her go from, man, I don't know what I want to do, I'm just out here, to, yo, I want to do credit repair. And I actually have another passion for this, and I'm going to create a course on that.
Everything just started coming together. Like, it was crazy. Like, I'm just reflecting on that time. Like,
it was wild.
Literally turning point is the perfect name for that, because it definitely was a turning point.
Yo, absolutely.
Yes, that's crazy.
It is wild.
You was about to say?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm so glad I was obedient.
Right. I'm weak and didn't leave.
Because y'all, that was around the time I was out. Okay, like I had made up in my mind that I truly felt like I didn't have to deal with the toxicity. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, like, you know, I'm a little prideful as well, because I knew that, you know, I could go out here and get a job, you know, literally with the snap of a finger. And so in my mind, I'm like, I ain't gotta put up with this stuff. Other word.
But it's so crazy, because I know you told me before, right, when you used to look for jobs, you used to feel convicted.
Boy, yes, y'all.
Every time you get mad, you go scroll.
But what?
You know you're supposed to be looking for a job.
Yo,
that's
for
crazy.
real though. Every time I would get mad, every time I would just get annoyed with the place or something would happen and I would start scrolling on Indeed. And every time, every single time, I just felt so convicted. Like, girl, get off here. You know you're not supposed to be just going here. It's not time yet. That's what really, like that. I feel like that's what God said to me. It's not time yet. You will know when it's time. And I remember telling you, like, I just have to trust the fact that I will know when it's time for me to move. And then the time for me to move came, and I knew it. And I can't explain.
Yeah, it's just a feeling. You can't put it into words. It's just something you feel. Like, you know.
Absolutely.
You know, like, I wish I could explain it, but
Facts.
it's a feeling that once you have it, you know for a fact it's from God.
Yeah.
Like,
it's wild.
It's like you got to move now. Okay, I'm coming.
Right, like, get down to this.
Right.
We're going to tell y'all about that.
That's definitely another episode.
Yo, for sure, yeah. So, absolutely. I say all that to say, as we did, no, not talking about I say all that to say, I am very glad that I obeyed, because my feelings was the complete opposite of God's God's instruction, right? So like I was like, my feelings like chuck them the fingers and give them some words,
right? Oh, yeah, I'm
deuces.
Absolutely. I'm glad I was able to put my pride to the side.
Yeah.
Ooh, baby. Listen, I could be a very prideful person.
Me too. Me too.
And, you know, I'm trying to work on it. But like I said, I didn't have, I had such tunnel vision isn't the word. I was very rigid about me being an entrepreneur and not working for anybody else. So I am glad that I submitted my will, my little will, to God's will.
Yo, what?
Because my little will.
L-I-L.
Emphasis. Oh. Because I can't imagine, like, if I let pride win and, like, you know what? I probably would be back, I don't know, live with my mamas or something. You know, like, so I'm just glad that I was able to surrender.
Yo,
my will to his will.
That's a cuss word, ain't it?
Right. Only my will to his will, and understand the concept of delayed gratification. I mastered that thing.
Boy, I'm telling you.
I definitely mastered that thing. So I'm just very grateful, very glad of that. Because, yeah, could have been very different.
2 cuss words. She said she surrendered. Oh, I'm about to preach. She said she surrendered her will to God's will. And she said she mastered the concept of delayed gratification. 2 cuss words. You know those are cuss words in today's society. Because we want, I mean, I do all the time.
Gratification.
Right. I want it now. Me.
And then they wonder why, you know, they're not living the life that they want to live, because you don't understand the concepts to success.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. Surrender her will. Me, I surrendered my emotions to God. And I also mastered the concept of delayed gratification, because I think that we realized that it was only temporary.
Right.
It's just a season. It is not a lifetime.
Right.
And I think sometimes as humans, because we are just human, we can sometimes confuse is not the word I'm looking for, but for a lack of a better term, mix, you know, a season versus a lifetime.
Right.
And so now we are approaching seasons as if they are supposed to be there, you know, a lifetime, which You know,
that's when people get stuck.
Ooh, that's nasty. Ask the Israelites in the Bible.
Right. Exactly.
When they was in the wilderness, it was
a journey turned into 40 years.
Literally, it was
because
a
they
season.
couldn't understand the difference between season and lifetime. Yeah, that's good.
It was a season of uncomfortability. Is that a word?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay.
I think it is.
Season of being uncomfortable, and we turn it into a lifetime because because of our mindset,
right?
Because of what we're telling ourselves. All right, because of what we're thinking. Come on, planet to blossom.
Yeah, and I definitely think you would agree that I lost my train of thought. But yeah, I was about to say I'm sure you can agree that the fact that delayed gratification kept us grounded, like, and knowing that it was temporary kept us grounded.
Absolutely.
Because I can't imagine, like, if we didn't have the dreams and the visions that we had, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't imagine how different things would have been. But the fact that we understood, facts. But the fact that we understood, like, this is just temporary. Like I said, we mastered the concept of delayed gratification. I definitely felt like that kept us grounded.
Yeah.
Because
kept us humble.
Yeah, and humble, most definitely.
Yeah. I think it also taught us how to appreciate the present moment. Because you know me, I'm so future oriented. Like, you know what I'm saying? Here's my goals, here's my visions. What can I do now that can help me get there? Right. You know what I mean? And so I think that, you know, mastering the concept of delayed gratification, being able to you know, keep it in perspective that it's only temporary, it's only a season. I think it helped me to stay more present. Practicing gratitude, things like that I would have never been able to done. Would have never been able to do. You know, if I had not had those that shift in mindset.
I agree.
Yeah,
I definitely agree with that.
Yo, facts. All right, folks. Well, that's all we got.
Yeah, so we hope y'all learned something good. It got some good takeaways from this video.
Yo, for sure. Like, listen. Whatever it is only a season. It is not a lifetime. And sometimes our complaining, our pouting. Oh, we didn't get to that.
Oh yeah.
Our pouting. It can delay. Oh, I can only imagine. Oh my Jesus!
What?
I can only imagine how if we hadn't turned our heart posture to that posture of surrender. To that posture of obedience. If we hadn't given God our yes, Lord, I'll trust you, how long we would still be there?
Oh my gosh. I don't want to imagine. I can't. Ooh-wee.
Because we could have inadvertently delayed our time there because of the pouting.
Yeah. Wow.
Ooh, that's nasty.
Just thinking about that is depressing. That's just,
Just thinking about that.
Yeah, that's good though.
Depressing. Yeah. But we got to close out, so we just going to leave y'all on that.
I'm weak.
Yo, but for real though, guys. So we hope that you guys were able to just take something away from this. Remember, it is just a season. It is not a lifetime, even though it feels like it. I ain't gonna hold you. It feels like it.
Right.
But
and again, it could just be a turning point.
Ooh, that's nasty.
Like,
it could just be a turning point.
Where you may be thinking it's a lifetime or a season or whatever. It could just be a turning point, just to redirect you.
Ooh, that's like that is nasty.
Just to redirect you. That's also something to keep into consideration as well.
That she just dropped the mic and we just gonna end it right there. So listen, keep in touch, follow us, do your thing, go out there and take the limits off of yourself, but most importantly, take the limits off of God. See you next time. Deuces.
Bye.